welcome to this episode. And this episode is called Why Your God is the Right God. And it's a really difficult thing. What I found is one of the biggest obstacles when I start talking about this whole idea of, tapping into wisdom, tapping into your higher self, tapping into, this part where you're connected that, and especially when we start to talk about old souls and new souls and things like that, there's a lot of religions where this isn't part of the religion. And it's actually, there's rules about it that you should not be, talking about, spirit or spirits or angels or, mediums that talk to the spirits and the angels. And, this type of voodoo, initiates a lot of fear. And and I know that's a stopping point for a lot of people. But on the other flip side of it, religion is a stopping point for a lot of people. They just don't want anything to do with fundamental religions or, organized religion. And so basically the standpoint is that you're all right. Everybody is right. And everybody has the right God. And the idea in everything that I'm doing is that you are connecting with Source. You are connecting with this flow of creativity. You're connecting with this higher intelligence of ideas and wisdom and intuition. And, if you're an athlete, that you're going to get out of your head and your muscles are going to respond to something that we don't fully understand, but you're just going to be in the flow. You're going to see the whole game before it happens. There's this intuition that you're tapped into the present and the past. As a musician, when you're performing live on stage, your audience is going to connect with this place where you're channeling this music. Music's such a huge part of this, and when you start to look at the religious experience, that music is a big part of it. That ability to lift the soul and connect with the soul. The ability to just create that congregation, that unity, that coming together of spirits that we're all lifting each other. It's the same thing as what we're doing when we're talking about the creative flow and creativity. And the source of all this, that's your God. So whether it be God, Jehovah, Muhammad, whatever, whether you're Buddhist and you believe that this is, your life purpose, your path, you're going to come back and do this many times, your goal is to reach nirvana. That's it. That's exactly what it is. And so the source is always the source. The tools and techniques that are in religion to connect with this are the same tools and techniques that we're using. Meditation is a way to connect this. Stilling the mind is a way to connect with it. Prayer is a way to connect with it. Nature is a way to connect with it. Fire, there's so much fire in religious ceremonies. There's water in religious ceremonies. There's the ground. There's praying and kneeling and connecting. And there's all of these elements are exactly what we were talking about in the last episode. All of these elements are tuning forks that you can connect with whatever the source is that you're aligned with, that you believe, that you're connecting with. That's the source. And the source, when you lean into it, and the component of religions that is faith, is the belief that this really does exist, even though you can't see it. So, I have my daughters are the biggest reflection of the obstacles to me teaching this are my daughters. So every time I throw it out there, my daughters throw up but what about this? And what about that? And what about the other? So we're taking a vacation in 4 weeks. And I wanted this to be the ultimate vacation, and not the ultimate vacation in that we're, eating fantastic foods, being in this fantastic place. None of those things mean anything to me. It's the ultimate vacation because I want them to experience this. I want them to experience a connection with nature. I want them to experience a connection with their tuning forks. I want them to experience a connection with each other, and I want them to experience a connection with people they've never met before in their lives. And I've already explained to them this is what I want to do. And the reason I want to do it is I have a deadline of July 1st to have all my programs fully fleshed out, fully developed out, ready to go, ready to bring into organizations, ready to bring into educational programs in schools, ready to bring to different demographic groups. And this is my testing ground. My team is my testing ground, and my children are my testing ground. And we're going to go on this vacation, and I have told them every day I want to work on this for an hour with you. And we're going to really flesh out these programs. Are we building the connections? Are we making sense? Is your ability to have spontaneous creativity all the time whenever you need it, is this something, did I achieve that by the end of the week? Do you feel like you understand what your creative soul is and how to use that? And, my daughter and her husband, they are more on the very religious Christian side. So her husband is very uncomfortable with a lot of the things I talk about and I do. So I have to be very careful not to offend him in any way and to build alignment with the religion. Like, everything I'm doing is about faith, and it is about your God is real. What you believe is real. If you believe in aliens, it's real. That's the source. If you believe in the universe, it's real. That's the source. The bottom line is that it is. Now, when I say my daughters are the obstacles, when I start talking about my programs, my youngest daughter, and I had to write this down because I never remember these words. I want evidence-based research. I want science. I want cited resources. I want empirical studies. And this is my youngest daughter. This is the one that was 3 years behind in everything, felt she wasn't smart. A medium told me, said, hey, you got to fix this. You got to fix this. And now she's just matched as a doctor in her number one match, which is really unusual. There's this whole, anyway. And you're like, you are it. And I was thinking in this episode too, like if you're watching the videos, I would put up some of her artwork. Like, she is the most talented artist I have ever met. And every one of her pieces of art, like I have them everywhere, all around the house, because it is such beautiful art, because she didn't care, because she knew her path was medicine, because she knew that's what she wanted to do. When she created art, she just didn't care. She just created from her soul. And she has these most amazing, beautiful pieces of artwork. And I have to put it on there because it will help you see it and connect with your soul too. But it's so funny. I'm like, you are the experiment, but she still doesn't see it. And so my goal is to spend this week with them, helping her to see it and acknowledge it. The way I sell this program to them is, look, you're in emergency medicine. Your sister's obviously, she's in palliative care hospice. She is helping people experience the beauty of death, because once you really experience it, you'll realize it's actually better than the birth. Experiencing the death, that wholeness, that help, that support of families to be in this space, to honor it, to just understand this life moving out of this life, and how precious and how sacred it is. And that being able to support the families there, that everything that I can give her in this week will help her be a better doctor. Now, my emergency medicine daughter, this one that's, I want empirical evidence. For her, it's, if something tragic should happen in your hands, that you're able to let go of it that you're able, especially if there's a huge emergency and you're just triaging, you live, you die, you live, you die. There's such a huge mental weight to that you're able to realize the sacredness of what you're doing. You're keeping souls here. The other daughter's helping souls pass. And it's so sacred, both jobs, the work they're doing. But if it should happen, it is just part of the journey. It's being done for you, not to you. And that you're able to quickly release the burden of that and get back into the game and get back into work and realize that it's just part of the risk that you have to take to live this life. And it's just, and again, there's a metaphor in everything. There's inspiration in everything. But so I'm trying to help them see, so we're going into this vacation. The goal is to help my son-in-law find alignment with what I'm trying to do in his faith. I'm trying to help my daughters find alignment and show that they are the empirical evidence. They are the story. This is what happened, and that they are role models of this. And in their work is that they have the ability to, when they talk to and speak to and address this part of every patient, when they see the greatness, they don't come into the room judging. They don't, everything that has happened that has got this patient to this place that they are right now, we are not in a place of judging. We're not in a place of judging the families. We're in a place of holding this soul in its greatness and helping it live or helping it pass on. And in a beautiful, graceful, beautiful manner. And us addressing and seeing and holding that soul in its greatness helps that person to see it in themselves too. And so that's the gift. That's the gift. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to give them. And that's the intention for this whole vacation. So back to alignment with religion. Okay. So we have to find, so this program is designed 100% to strengthen your alignment with your faith, to strengthen your alignment with your source, no matter what that source is. And when you start to really look at all the faiths, all the religions out there, that the fact that this is the right religion for you is by intention, is by design, that you are in the right religion, you are in the right faith, that connecting with this source, connecting with this is right. And when you start to look at every single religion out there, 90% of the religions believe that God is love. And, we have all these wars and all these battles over religion. And you're like, but 90% of them, the foundation of the religion is that God is love. And that, the rules of the religion are actually 100% in alignment with what we're trying to teach here. So, can you imagine if you broke the fundamental rules of Christianity? Like if you went around committing adultery, killing, stealing, coveting, like, can you imagine what that would do to your mental headspace? You would be living in this world of trauma. You're in every single day, and you would never be able to connect with that beautiful, perfect soul, that being, that connected space that can create, can get past anything. You would be creating this turmoil in your world. So having rules is absolutely not a bad thing. Saying you have to pray XYZ times a day, where you're connecting with source XYZ times a day, is that a bad thing? So, but we really get our back up when we say, mine is the right religion. I believe it should be this way, and I should believe it should be this way, and everybody should convert to this. And I'm like, yes, they should. All these paths to God are good. All these paths to source are good. Living in a place of love, operating in a place of love. We're operating a place where we don't judge, where we're the Mother Teresas, and we're so kind, and we're lifting spirits, we're lifting soul, we're taking those people that are been wounded and impacted, and we're saying, you're amazing, you're fantastic, there's this greatness in you that just, can I show you how to unlock the greatness? Can I show you how to get past all your problems with ideas and solutions and faith? And it's all the same thing. And if we go back to death, and I love death, and I'll talk about death all day long because it's some of the most transformative experiences we can have is with death. When we go back to death, the people that handle death and grief the best are people of faith. It really, really, faith really, really helps you in those times where you're really shaken up, you're lost, you're suffering, and faith eases that suffering. You're giving it up to this higher space, this higher source, you're giving it up to your God. And your God could be the universe. Your God can be anything. And so at the end of the day, this is a space of no judgment. This is a space of connecting with the greatness in everybody, the lightness, the joy, the happiness, the kindness. You may be experiencing suffering right now, and it could be mental, it could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be any of those things. You may be experiencing suffering, but there's this core to who you are. There's this spirit, there's this soul that is absolutely perfect no matter what. And all the religions align with bringing that out. And the nature of that is kindness. It's love. And the energy of that is kindness, love, creating connections with other people, building all the things we're talking about here, 100% align with religion. So when you go through this program, when you start to really see how you can be so much more effective, that meditation and prayer are actually tuning forks. They're actually ways to get connected with this space, that our true nature, who we are, our purpose, why we're put here, our path, all of that, everything is in alignment. There's not, when you start to look at it, and then you maybe watch a movie about, the story of Jesus or something, and you start to say, yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. It's kindness. It's non-judgment. It's taking all these different people as disciples from all these walks of life and prostitutes and everything and saying, I see the greatness. I see the beauty in you. I see the true you. Let me help you see the true you. And so that's everything we're doing here. And no matter what your religion is, this is not in any way designed to shake that, to interfere with that, but just to strengthen that. A note from our sponsor. Yes, it's me again. Hire me for your leadership training to bring a creative culture into your business, or join me at a leadership workshop at 𝗘𝗽𝗵 this fall. If you need a keynote speaker or you need an innovative workshop for your next conference, go to creativityunleashed.co and hire me. And the reason I'm putting this episode right here is the next episode we're talking about reincarnation. And so it's really important that you realize that I'm not here to tell you about reincarnation, okay? I'm not here to sell you that reincarnation is a real thing, because at the end of the day, the message is not that. The message is that what you truly believe in your heart of hearts is real, and that everything aligns with your spiritual beliefs, and that what I say is not to build alignment, it's to show you that that's the truth, and to find the truth in everything is really what our goal is. We're not here to make money, we're not here to be famous, we're trying to align with the truths in everything that help us to be better, helps us to be better Christians, help us to be better Muslims, better Jews, better universalists, and atheists, better atheists, and if you really believe, like, there's a mothership that put us on here and this is our punishment, and our goal is to get out of that, or you're Buddhist and you're Nirvana, or whatever it is, that this is to find that alignment to make you a better spiritual person, because you're operating from this place of who you truly are. So get ready for the next episode. It's going to be a very interesting story. And thank you, and we'll talk to you in a few minutes.